Hey nerd family, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a quick comparison of Ubisoft Plus across both Google Stadia and Amazon Luna. Now if everything goes according to plan, just so everybody knows, when I'm over on Luna I will be using the Logitech controller, but I haven't been able to seem to get that to work over on Stadia, so when we are playing Stadia we'll be using the actual Google Stadia controller for that, so there might be some slight differences with the controllers. I'm not going to be going ahead and rating anything on the controllers in this video. Before we jump into that, I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro and I'll see you back here in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. As always, I hope everyone out there is staying safe and staying healthy. If you haven't already checked out the nerdcircle.com, make sure to head over there and check it out. Also, make sure you're following along on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Nerd Circle. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified of any new videos to come out. Alright guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in today. Let's go ahead and pull up the browser. Alright, so over here you can see I have the browser pulled up. We are on the Ubisoft website, and we did go to Ubisoft Plus. And these are what options we have as far as what games they have for Stadia and for Luna. So you can see this is currently the list for Stadia. They currently have 25 games over here on Stadia. Let's go ahead and check out Luna. And here you can see the list for the games on Luna. And if I counted correctly, they have 31 games over here on Luna. So they do have a few more games on Luna than they do for Stadia. There are a few games that do cross on both platforms. We're going to test out one of those games here today. Now, I don't want to get too deep into a game and be wanting to play it for a long time, so I did decide one of the games that crosses over is Trials Rising. As you can see, it's here on Luna and over here on Stadia. So we are going to pull up Trials Rising on both platforms and go ahead and just give it a quick test to see if we notice any differences and to see if there's one that we like better. Now, I was going to use the Luna app that I had installed over on the PC, but it looks like when I tried to pull up the app, it did not want to work. It told me to update to the new version. So I went over to the website to download the new version, and when you click it, the link is dead. It loads to nowhere. So I'm assuming they're having some issues with the PC version, so we are going to play both Luna and Stadia in the web versions. We are going to be using Google Chrome, just so anyone is aware. We will first be testing it over here on Stadia, as you can see on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and link up the Stadia controller and go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, so now we have the controller linked up. Let's go ahead and find the game here. Alright, we found Trials Rising. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now I'm going to throw my headphones on here. Now, I won't lie, for anyone who has seen the previous video I posted with me playing, I don't know if it was this Trials or one of the other versions, but I am really rusty, so don't mind the gameplay. we're just going to actually test the service here. And we're just going to basically jump in as quickly as possible here. Ah. So, I mean, it plays pretty much like I would expect it to play. It looks pretty much like I would expect it to look. It doesn't look horrible. There's no lag. I'm not seeing any frame drops or screen tearing or anything like that. It's more cartoonized, so it doesn't, you know, give a huge level of quality, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't run bad. It's pretty playable. You know, you might be able to get higher quality playing it over on the PC, but I think that's going to be with anything. So, you know, just playing it in the cloud, I think it plays pretty well. Alright, and here we have Trials Rising over here on Luna. So right out of the gate, you know, it does take a bit more to load up. It might just be the first time because it's going through and kind of setting everything up here. So I don't know if the next time will be less of a loading time here. I'll have to close it out and just try to reload it afterwards and see. But it is, at the moment, a bit more of a wait time for loading here, whereas Stadia just kind of jumped right in. Alright guys, so as I'm sitting here editing, I do notice there's a lot of just quiet time here that I would normally cut from a video, but because I'm wanting you to see the actual loading time, I am keeping it in here, so I'm just kind of dubbing over this here for you, just so it's not too quiet, but it is a significant amount of loading here. So as you can see, we are just sitting here waiting. And waiting. Alright, so Luna thinks I have a network issue. Stadia didn't tell me anything of a network issue, and I should not have a network issue.
Now, I will say that since I've filmed this video, I have tested Stadia, I have tested Luna over on other devices, and it always pops up with that network issue, so I have yet to figure out what it is, but it doesn't seem to cause an actual problem. It just always pops up. Even on devices that are 100% connected to the network, it's just Luna itself says there's a network issue. And I also do get these long loading times over on other devices as well, such as the Fire TV.
So it's not a huge difference or a huge deal, but I will say that even when you're in the game, you have to wait for this loading screen while it connects to Ubisoft's services, and you didn't have to wait for that over on Stadia. On Stadia, we pretty much clicked the game and we were in. Alright, so I know that was a different track than it was over on Stadia. I feel it ran about the same, but I think that maybe the quality did look a little bit better, but it could just be me. Okay, we're just going to do a quick test again here just to load it up for a second time and see if it still gives us some slow loading here.
Alright guys, so spoiler alert here. is that at least for the next minute, possibly more, it is going to be some extensive loading times. So loading it up a second time didn't seem to solve anything or fix anything. Now, I haven't tested it too in-depth yet, but what I will tell you is that not all games are like this. There's at least one or two that I did come across that are like this. I do have to do a lot of further testing, but it definitely has a lot of long loading times for Trials Rising. It doesn't seem to matter what platform you're playing it on. It just seems to have these long loading times, so don't exactly know why it does it on Luna and not over in Stadia. It just must be how they have everything situated on the platform, but we definitely are going to be waiting here for a little bit. And cue my corny jokes here in 3, 2, 1. Alright, maybe a little bit longer because, again, these loading times take quite some time. But there are going to be some corny jokes coming here shortly.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm going to take a nap while it's loading. I feel like it's the 90s again, and I'm waiting for PlayStation or N64 or something to load up here. Maybe I have to take the cartridge out and blow it out here. Alright, so just to give it a fair test, I'm back over at Stadia. We're going to pull up Trials Rising again and see how fast it loads up to the game. We're clicking now. And there we have it. So maybe next time I do this, I didn't really plan on it. I didn't think there was going to be that much of a difference. Maybe I'll put a timer up on the screen showing the actual difference. Now, I didn't click into the game just yet. When I exited over on Luna, there was still loading to go. It still had to load up some of the logos, and then when you click like start game, it still had to load up some of the servers, so it still had time to go. Over here, if we press any key, yeah, it's logging into Ubisoft servers, but it's doing it like that. And we're in the game. So it's significantly faster on Stadia. Now, I did mention that it may look a little bit better on Luna. That could just be me. Even if it does look a little bit better, it's not that much of a difference. I don't think it's noticeable unless you're doing it side by side kind of thing like I am. And it's definitely not worth the wait over there. I'm going to go ahead and exit the game here and come back to full screen. Alright guys, so I don't know if it's just me. You guys will have to let me know down below, any of you that are Luna fans, what your experiences have been, if you've experienced some of the slowness in the loading screens like I just did, or if it's just me. I'm going to have to do some further testing, but as of now, I think Stadia takes the win. So, final thoughts, at least just comparing to this one game, and it could just be the one game, I definitely think that Stadia has the one up here. Now, if you guys have been following my previous videos or following over on social media, then you definitely know that I do like Stadia and I do like Luna. I'm kind of on the fence of which one is better, and I do think that in the future it'd be great if we can get some kind of mashup between the two, something that gives you the ability to subscribe and to subscribe to multiple channels so you can kind of create your own price, so an a la carte type option, if you will, but that also gives us free games each month. So let's just say the starting plan is $10 a month. With that starting plan, you get a couple free games each month, and then with each subscription that you purchase, you have deals that you can get through those channels. So as an example, let's just say it's Ubisoft Plus, then Ubisoft Plus will give you deals on their games that you can purchase that are yours to keep. And I'm sure there's a few other things that I've said and or thought about that would be great to have in the best game or cloud streaming service possible. But I think if we can get some kind of mashup between the two would be perfect. Right now, Stadia does play on a bit more devices, or at least is more user-friendly on a bit more devices than Luna is, but Luna is still kind of up and coming and still working on things, and they have the power to get better. Stadia also has the power to get better, but with it being backed by Google, and Google kind of, getting rid of things sometimes even if we like them, time will tell what's going to work better here. But I am sticking with today, Stadia has the win. So all you Stadia fans out there are probably happy to know that. Let me know if you guys have experienced anything different in the comments down below. For those of you out there that are playing Luna or playing Stadia, let me know what game you're currently playing. If you haven't signed up for Stadia just yet, make sure to head down to the description, follow my link. You will get an extra free month of Stadia Pro, so you'll end up with 2 months of Stadia Pro, and when you purchase Pro, it will help out the channel, so that way I'll be able to continue making these videos for you guys. If there's anything I forgot to mention, I'll leave it in the description down below. If there's anything you guys noticed that I forgot, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. If you guys could please share this video across any social media platform that you like. But that's all I got in this one for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please give it a big thumbs up. It definitely helps YouTube know who likes the videos and who to recommend them to next. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified of any new videos to come out. You can also follow the links on the screen to the older videos. And if you haven't followed on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Real Nerd Circle, make sure to head over there. And until next time, guys, stay nerdy.